is on their feet, and they all got their money's worth tonight.
Good morning. I've come down here to Martha's Bay because straight across the water, approximately 1 mile, is Goat Island, and that is the location of the old decommissioned Fort Whitman, which is part of the Puget Sound naval defenses. So there was a battery and a fort on the island, and apparently it's all just grown over by the moss and the trees. And my plan today is to go and find it. This is at the mouth of this is in Skagit Bay, Washington. So it's time to inflate the pack raft and go for another paddle. We're out here now in Skagit Bay, about halfway to the island. It is a beautiful morning for a paddle. Look at that. What do you think, Nate? Yeah. Welcome to Goat Island. Inhabitants, 1. 1 human and 1 dog. According to Wikipedia, the land on Goat Island was purchased by the U.S. government in 1908 for a grand total of $3,000. Construction started in 1909 on Battery Harrison, which is a single-story, disappearing gun battery with mounts for 4 guns. This place is big. It is so cool. Wow. This place is awesome. Good thing I brought snacks because I'm going to be staying a while. The caliber of guns was 6-inch, and the grand total cost was $92,000. If you want to know what a 6-inch disappearing gun looks like, here is one that is on display at Battery Chamberlin, California. The advantage is that it raises and lowers behind the parapet wall for protection, ease of loading, and making it more difficult to spot from sea. Now that's prior to World War I. By World War II, the 6-inch DC guns were no longer required, and the main armament changed to 37mm AMTB guns. This courtyard-shaped place behind me would have been the location of a gun mount. Up here on this raised terrace behind that wall, it would have been aiming out over the water. In December 1941, Battery C, 14th Coast Artillery Regiment, was sent to garrison Fort Whitman. The unit consisted of 2 officers and 46 enlisted men and was headed by Captain Ray Quigley. They set up temporary buildings to live and stay in during that World War II period, which are no longer here. And you gotta look out for random holes in the ground so you don't fall in and never come out. This small building off to the side is a bathroom, I assume, because one side says ladies, and then there's a dividing wall, and the other small room must have been the men's bathroom. Battery Harrison, named in honor of Colonel George B.E. Harrison. As soon as you walk in, you see these slits. They go through every room in this battery straight through to the other side. And I assume that's for defense if you're being attacked. Ceilings are not that high here. This one's maybe 7-foot ceiling. Drink to me, drink to my health. The floor seems to be sloped up to the center so that water won't pool inside. It'll drain out the doors so water's not traveling under the structure but staying out. In October 1944, the 14th Coast Artillery was disbanded, and Fort Whitman again went into caretaker status. The buildings were torn down in 1945, so that all that remains is the concrete structure of the battery. Today, Go Island was donated to the Washington government as part of the Skagit Wildlife Area. And further past the battery, on the westernmost tip of the island, is the observation post and range finding room. That's this one. You can see the roof height used to be here. It's behind this mound nestled into this hill, and it would have just this open slit observing the water. So just that opening, looking out that way. The roof's no longer there, but you can see that this was keeping eyes out over the sound. You can hear another jet screaming through the sky above me. My ears are ringing from the number of sonic booms I've heard this morning. That naval base or Air Force base over there has just been non-stop sending jets out. At the beginning it was kind of cool. It's like a free air show, but my ears are ringing from how much sonic booms I've heard. Just screaming through the air as they break Mach speed. It is pretty impressive, but I didn't know I need to bring hearing protection. The modern aircraft flying over my head and the 100-plus-year-old fort were an interesting juxtaposition to contemplate as I took in the views from the island. Oh, that is absolutely... Look at that swamp of a pool. I think that was the water holding tank. Stay out, Neens. Look at it now. None of that water's escaped. All the leaves that have just fallen in there are just decaying, and the algae. Dank. The waterway around Goat Island sees a lot of traffic, and thousands of people boat by every year. But they never notice there's a military battery on the island. It's nearly impossible to spot from the water. Now that was a very fun visit to Goat Island. Seeing that remarkable military history. Spending the day in peaceful nature outside, a little bit of a paddle, bit of a hike around the woods, tons of fun. And now we're gonna paddle back to Martha's Bay. Let's do it.